So,
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bromsgrove Indoor Bowling Club. I'm Richard Davis, and today we're doing the commentary with Simon Perusa, who is one of our committee persons. He will be helping to commentate on today and give his opinions and let a lot of people know what's happening.
Morning, Richard. Thank you for that introduction. Just getting a few technical issues sorted out with the microphone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Am I okay here?
Right.
So this is my first attempt. So anything can happen. I'll try to use good, clean language, Richard.
I'm sure you will.
But this stands up to be a very good game. Actually, I'm looking already at this. We're just slightly behind with the start, but yeah, John Cracknell, Jimmy Collins, two very, very good draw bowlers who've got plenty of variation in the game. So this will be interesting. So looking forward to it, Richard.
Good. Yep. I'm afraid we've missed out on the first end, but as Simon has said, we have two very competent bowlers. Well, as all the bowlers are, as they've all reached the quarter-final stage. For the listeners, if there's a problem with any of the sound, if you could probably tune in to us and let us know if it needs upping or it's too loud, we'd appreciate that.
And of course, any questions as well. If anybody's got any questions, we'll try and answer them. Any new bowlers out there that are looking to join or have already started playing bowls and like to ask some questions, by all means, please do so, and we'll try and help out if we can. Well, that's a good start from Jimmy again. He settled in very quickly.
This looks very good from John.
Good response from John there. Yeah, it's pretty much as I expected to settle into a draw game, especially early on. There'll be a few nerves out there, I'm sure, just to get going. I'm not sure that's done John any favours. He wanted his backhand. He can get around that. There's plenty of room. There's probably just over a yard down the green. Yeah, certainly very good height for it. Yeah, it's a good ball from John, this. Yeah, well played, John. That's a great ball. So just to give you an update, the score at the moment is 2 shots to Jimmy. And we're in the second end, although we won't record the ends, simply on the basis when you play singles it's 21 shots up. It's very rare the ends actually go onto the board, so we probably won't refer to that for the rest of the game. It'll just be shot count. So it's the first to 21. Again, that was another good reply from Jimmy. John's a little bit heavy on the weight here, but then he may be looking to cover at the back. That's probably intentional. I don't know. It was a bit of a shake of the head, but
for the score?
yeah, Jimmy's having a look at this. I mean, I think really Jimmy's just drawn very, very well on the forehand. It's a draw shot, really, and if he comes down on his forehand, he's got a chance of punching his own ball up, so that would be the shot I'd be looking at.
You're on.
Depends how confident he is. I'd imagine the adrenaline still running here, Richard. Always does in these sort of competitions.
Certainly does. Mind you, most of these players have been here before, I trust, and
Well, John's an ex-winner of this competition.
I know what it's all about.
Correct. Yeah, you see that's just down to. Yeah, I'm not quite sure there. That's just that little bit of confidence, a little bit of adrenaline, early part of the game. You would draw that normally all day long, but yeah, pressure. It's a pressure environment. So a little bit of update on who's playing with what. John is using Aero Groove bowls. That's the blue bowls. So John's playing with the blue bowls. Jimmy with the white bowls. Jimmy's using Tiger Pros. And John's will be a slightly bigger swing. Jimmy's not quite so. But still, you know, Tiger Pros still swing quite well on this green. Looks like it's one shot to John. That'll settle him down a little bit.
Just a recap on the other three rinks, just to give some names out. On rink 3 we have Steve Morris playing Darren Mallin. Rink 4, Kevin Kinsella playing Nigel I think it's Nigel Harrison. There we go. Just a technical hitch by the assistant here next to Simon. Getting used to all this technology.
A couple of sessions will be fine.
Neil Harrison.
Neil. Sorry, it's Neil Harrison.
Good opener that from John. He'll be happy with that.
And on ring 5 we have Colin Ross and Keith Albert. And Keith and Neil are two new bowlers to the club, so they've done very well to get to the quarterfinals.
It's quite interesting how the draw's played out, Rich, to be honest with you, because the top half of this draw is, I think, all of the players bar Jimmy, the three of the four are winners of the singles. So
past singles, yeah, that's correct.
Singles.
Yeah.
It was a good reply from Jimmy on his first wood. He's settled into this quite well, Jimmy. Once his nerves settle down, he'll be fine. I'm wondering whether John might have a little look at this. He's going to draw it. Probably touch more weight on it just to make sure he gets it back. He's got goals behind. He's just drawing down. A little bit more pace on it. Yeah, I thought there might be a bit more pace on it, just see if he can move it back a little bit. It was a good effort. I think he'll definitely be playing that next time. Whether Jimmy thinks about some cover here, I don't know. He's just drawing.
Yes, Jimmy has got a back ball in there and another one coming in by the look of it, so he probably knows John's game a little bit.
The obvious shot there, looking at this, is the forehand down, isn't it? And it's either bowl or jack, and if he gets the jack clean, he takes it back, he's holding through. So,
or push the bowl out.
Yeah, it'd be bowl or jack. I think he'd be hoping he'd get the jack here. It'd be a good score for him if he does. He's on a good road. On a very good road.
Just under, I believe. Yes.
It just went quick, didn't it? Went very, very quickly.
Now that gives Jimmy a chance to play a draw.
Would you be going backhand or forehand here, Rich? Not putting you on the spot or anything, but would you just be drawing up, shotting your forehand? Or
Me, I'd be forehand, trying to rest John's bowl.
Yeah, I think so.
And the games on 3 and 4 are all square. And ring 5, it looks as if Colin Ross is 5-0 up.
He See, this is the problem. That's one to Jimmy. This is the problem with Rink 2 on the forehand coming back to the bar area. It will drop very, very quickly, won't it, on that forehand?
Yes.
If your weight isn't good, you lose it very, very quickly. And both players have just found that out. Both John and Jimmy they dropped very early on it, but
I'm sure they'll pick up over the next couple of ends.
without giving any trade secrets away, whenever I play Rink 2, it's backhand is round the clock. But that's just a personal choice. I hope nobody draws me in the singles now. They'll know how I'm playing it.
Now, I introduced Simon earlier on, and Simon is chief executive at Cheltenham does the charity there. He's also, as I said, a director at Bromsgrove Indoor Bowling Club. So I'm sure through the commentary he'll give an insight on certain things that he does, which are very important to the communities that are around the Bromsgrove area and Cheltenham area. And it's just a little insight as to how people within the club are involved.
Well, my day job is the Cheltenham, as you probably expect, and then I do the Bromsgrove work is purely voluntary, but you want to do as much as you can for the club, don't you? And we've got a fantastic club here at Bromsgrove. We get lots and lots of compliments about the facility, how good it is. And if you've not tried bowls before, you're always welcome to come down and have a go. It's I'm just going to adjust the screen for you. Sorry, you're just seeing the back end of John. I'm sure that's not a pretty sight, but we'll get that adjusted. But yeah, if you've not tried bowls before, by all means, come down and have a go. It's coming well from John.
Yeah, just pulled up a little short there, but they're there or thereabouts. So I'm sure they'll be plugging the jack before long.
The score at the moment is 3 shots to Jimmy, 1 shot to John.
Oh, this is very good. This is very good. Lovely line.
Well bowled, Jimmy. Well bowled. That's a very good bowl.
Now, what is John going to do here?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's drawable. He could draw this, but whether he'll just come down a little bit more weight, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't surprise me.
What's your
Any contact, mind your
Margaret?
fingers, Margaret.
Oh yes, what a
shot.
great hit!
Very good at that, John.
And it's out of Rink, which means I'll start again. No, it's side spot. I am sorry.
Respot.
Nothing to suggest. No, that's out.
No, so it's not classed as the national. Then it's just classed
It's a
basically club competition.
Margaret, the marker, was just asking them, was there a toucher? I'll explain about touches in a minute to those that aren't familiar.
Is this a local TV station?
Yeah, good hit from John, that was. I wasn't surprised that he'd take that approach and that shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, back to the touches. John didn't actually hit the jack, so the bowl that came through hit the back of Jimmy's bowl, so therefore it wasn't a toucher. The jack went out of Rink, so therefore goes onto the respot, which is, as we're looking at, the left of the tee. So now they've both got to draw off centre and try to draw to the tee. If John's bowl had have hit the jack, it would have been a toucher, and it would have potentially still been live if it was in the ditch. Okay, now looking on the screen, this is difficult to get the angles, Rich. I think it might be one to John, but
Yeah, I think yes,
yeah, I
John's.
think it is. Yeah, John's taking the jack, so that's
That's it. Yeah.
1 shot to John. So that's now 2-3, so 3-2 to Jimmy. used to the screen operation now, aren't we?
Yes,
Well
yeah,
done, that man.
we'll see the full end this time. Well, thank you for anybody that's rung in and said they're quite happy with the loudness of our voices. Right, John's just shorting the mat now.
Yeah, I guess both players really are just trying to get into a rhythm at the minute. I think whenever I play singles, it's about getting that rhythm, getting the feel for it. If you can do that, then you can sort of really start to push on. But again, I'm looking around and the temperature's not that great at the moment, so therefore that does affect the pace of the green. And I think everybody's getting caught out a little bit. The heaters are on, so it will warm up a little bit, and as soon as it does, the pace will pick up. And I think that's why we're seeing those slightly short bowls at the minute.
Yes, yeah.
Is the tension, the nerves, but I think also the pace of the green is not quite up to speed yet. When we had the green stretch, I think it was running at about 17.5 seconds. Somebody will probably correct me on that, but I think it's down to about 16 seconds now.
I'm sure Simon will enlighten you on what he means by 17.5 seconds.
Yeah,
to the viewers.
Yeah, basically it's the time that it takes the bowl to get to the jack, and the longer it takes is actually the quicker the green is. It's a bit of a reverse really on
a
what
misnomer.
What you would think it would be, but basically what it means is you're throwing the bowl out a lot further, so that it takes a lot longer to get back to the jack, and that's why when it's higher in terms of seconds, so if it's 18 seconds, it means you're chucking. I'll rephrase that. You're throwing the bowl out, or you're bowling the ball out wider, and it takes a little bit longer to get back. So if it's 16 seconds or so, you won't be throwing the ball out quite so wide.
John's got the length now. Just needs a little bit better line.
Jimmy's coming well here, you know.
Oh,
He's just pulled his back to that little bit of weight. So John's asking which is shot ball there.
He's still holding.
Yeah, he's coming on his backhand. He's trying to move the jack across to his bowls again, isn't he? Trying to change the shape. Either draw the jack or bring it across a little bit. Yeah, it's a good ball from John. Yeah, very good ball. Well played, John. If anybody's wondering why we're talking quite quietly, it's because we're quite close to the players and we don't want to disturb them when they're bowling. So we're trying to keep the tone of the voice down just a little bit. Looks like it's certainly 1 to John. Just having to check to see if it's 1 or 2.
3.
Yep.
Yes, John's just picked up a nice end there. Shortened it.
Sorry, Rich. Was that a 3 then?
I think it was a 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's the it's looking at it from a monitor. It's not quite so easy, but yeah, it was a 3. So yeah, good score for John. That. So John's now leading 5-3. That'll really settle him down. I think the shorter length's working, isn't it?
Well, it was the last end, and we'll see this end. See how Jim performs this end. He's normally very good at short jacks. Jim, well, I say Jim's very good at all jacks, and John's just bowled a nearly jack high.
We've got a tight game on rink 4. Kevin Kinsella and Neil Harrison. It's 5 across the board, so that's 5 each.
Can you ask how the sound is again, please?
Yeah. We've just had a request from our technical person, and if anybody could let us know whether the sound is good or needs the volume turning up or down, that it would be appreciable. Jim's just having a little run at this, just overweight. Missed it a little bit, but I'm sure that won't stop him having another little go. John just a little bit disappointed with that bowl, not getting to where he wished. Yes, Jim's just having a little run again. This looks a lot better. A lot better, and he's got it, yeah, well bowled. Well bowled.
I think that's what we were saying a bit earlier, Richard. I think both players have got that shot, that sort of yard-on shot, or the...
There, we'll get another view now of where the bowls are, with the jack being in the ditch. Margaret's just going to...
And we're actually on camera as well.
Yeah,
So
there we go. Two handsome blokes.
Well, I didn't go that far, but I'm sure that'll start to flood the comments now.
Yeah. And John's got to bowl a real good bowl here to take Jim out.
This is always tricky, isn't it? Because there's two bowls there, so he's really looking to draw to the ditch.
Yeah.
And, that's
How
it's
does
not an
this
easy
look?
shot.
How does this look?
It's good weight. Weight's very good. Oh,
Oh,
that's a great effort. That was a really, really good effort.
just a little bit short.
Yeah, another foot of weight or so, and he's got the shot out of that. So Jimmy's got one ball to come. Again, looking at this, I would think he'd probably be coming down on the forehand to try and promote his bowl on the right hand side, and if he can follow it through, he could pick a three up here. But that's if. It's not easy.
Forehand, I don't know, he might do the backhand here, Simon,
I
and
think so.
try to promote his own.
That is his forehand.
Is it his forehand?
This is the way he bowls.
Oh, right.
So he's coming down now on his forehand.
Yeah,
Just camera angles, that's all it is. There we go.
I like to show I'm human.
We can all do that, don't worry. So yeah, he's bowled his forehand, so it just depends on the pace of the bowl now.
Don't
Pace-
think he's there.
No, a little bit tight. Pace wasn't too bad. Oh, do you know what? He might have
Ooh.
crept in there. His pace wasn't bad at all. A bit more green. He was close.
Two.
So just looking across the boards again here. So on rink 5, Colin Ross is having a real good spell. He's 10-0 up. Relatively new bowlers, both of them, to the singles. You've got Kevin Kinsella. He's playing Neil Harrison on rink 4. Neil's actually now 7-5 up on rink 4. And then on rink 3, you've got Darren Mallin and Steve Morrison. That's 3-all. So that's a very tight game. Yeah, there'll be quite a bit of adrenaline pumping at the moment, I can promise you that. This looks like a good opener from Jimmy. Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Yeah, it's like a good ball, Jimmy. Yeah, good opener. John's asking what the distance from the jack is. Be looking to draw around that. There's plenty of space to get in. he can draw that. Yeah, he might get a little wriggle. That was a great effort. It's a good second bowl. If you can't get shot, if you can get second wood, it's a real bonus. And just a quick update with 5 each, so it's 5 all on this game. So again, nothing between them. Now that was an intentional bowl. Jimmy's trying to make sure he's got some cover here. He knows what John's game is. John won't mess around if he needs to move that jack or move the bowl. He's got plenty of room to draw in at the moment, so it's not so much of a problem. But Jimmy's just trying to play a little bit safe, which is quite sensible.
He's got a lovely line here, John has. Oh, well bowled. Oh.
Another, well, looking at the screen, it's hard to tell, Rich, but I would say another foot of weight, and that was
Yeah.
a perfect bowl, really, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it just fell out.
Whatever you do, don't look at the green.
That was a great bowl from Jimmy. Played the backhand, came in, nudged his bowl, rested, and it looks like he's probably holding 2 shots now.
Yeah, it's put John in a bit of a position now where he's...
But I have to say, Rich, Jimmy's second bowl was a good bowl now, and this is what we were just referring to a few minutes ago, because I would imagine John, he certainly won't be trying to draw this. I think he'll be playing some weight on this. That's just my opinion. I think he'll be coming down. He'll be trying to move.
I think he'll draw the backhand.
You think he will?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Good shout.
The reason I say that is
Yeah,
because
there's a
if
gap,
he hits
yeah.
his front, the bowl, one of his bowls, and it knocks Jimmy's onto the jack, it's only going to push it back to Jimmy at the back.
I just thought you might try and get the bowl out, the jack out, but yeah, no, you're right. It was the right shot. It was definitely the right shot. Lovely picture of John there. Yeah, I think John is. He's okay. He's okay. I think he really is trying to work out what he's going to play here.
There we go. There's that.
That's a great view. Yeah, you see, back to what you were saying about that backhand. There's a nice draw into the either rest Jimmy's back bowl, or he actually gets the gap and picks the jack up. But
That's it. He was only just a little bit heavy on his last bowl. Just carried him through.
so what would you do? Go backhand again, Rich?
I would now. Yeah.
'Cause
Definitely now, because now Jimmy's put that one there. It's limited his options to force it.
So I'd say probably Jimmy's holding 2 there, isn't he? I would say
Yeah.
the wide bowl is the second wood. Interesting. Yeah, you're right. He's going for the draw again. It's a sensible shot, isn't it? It's the percentage shot, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, if he hits his front blue wood, it could take both of them out. The split.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Just a bit wide again. Just stayed out. That was all. That was a good end, really. That showed the viewers exactly what can happen, what does happen in bowls. One good bowl here, one good bowl there, and it all changes.
Yeah, and it was sensible bowls as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were thinking about what they were doing there rather than just playing the shot. So Jimmy's now got the lead. He's 7-5 up. This one's going to go to the wire. You can see that. Both are settling in now. They're getting the bowls are getting a lot closer to the jack. So the the heat's come up, the temperature's better, the pace is running better, and they've settled in. So I'm expecting some more good bowls.
Yep. Just an update. Rinks 2, 3 and 4 are very close. Rink 3 is 4-3 to Steve. Is it Steve Morris?
Steve, sorry, I've got the
Yeah.
paper here. So Steve Morris is the home team. So so Steve is 4-3 up at the moment on his rink.
Yeah.
On rink 4, Kevin Kinsella's 7-6 down. So again, another very, very tight game. Colin Ross is having a great time at the moment. He's 13-0 up. So, barring a catastrophe, you'd expect Colin to see that one through. But bowls changes.
Yes, it certainly does. If he carries on like that, he'll be having a nice rest before his next game, if that happens.
I tell you, there's only one thing certain in bowls, Rich. You know what that is?
Oh, God.
Nothing is certain. One certainty is nothing is certain. Anything can happen in this game, and it generally does. Pace looks pretty good here from Jimmy again. He's coming back quite nicely. I think he's probably sneak in. Just hanging a little bit. That's a great ball.
Well bowled.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. Probably could have done with that extra foot of weight, but stopping John's backhand. Anyway.
We've got our technical director behind us.
Just in case.
It's just whether John can clear this front bowl.
Let's see.
Well, that makes it a little bit easier. It gives him an option on his backhand if he wants it now.
Yes, it looks as if most of the people have stayed at home to watch the bowls rather than come down to the club. But let's hope you're enjoying what you're seeing.
I don't think that was deliberate from Jimmy. It was a short ball, but it's John can draw around that, but it's going to be in his eye line. Can be a little bit off-putting. John's experience, he'll deal with this, but it's always off-putting if somebody puts it. He's come down with a bit of pace on this, bit of yard on, I think. He's looking to maybe come off Jimmy's bowls or get the front ball. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's very unlucky.
Yeah, it is unlucky.
Took the one out lovely.
Well, he was looking to either promote his own, wasn't he, or if he comes off Jimmy's bowl, he could maybe pick the jack up. But he's taken one away. That's okay.
Thing is, it still gives him the options, depending on what Jimmy does now. Jimmy really needs another one in the head, a little bit wider than the one he's got.
So again, the pace from Jimmy is very good. Well,
Not quite there.
It's another bowl around though, but it gives John something to think about.
Yes, it gives John.
He's going to be looking at the backhand draw now, isn't he, John? Maybe use Jimmy's bowl if he can.
That's it. If he can get a good contact on Jimmy's shot bowl, he could get 2 or 3 here. And he's giving this a good go.
He's not going to get across.
Oh, well bowled.
He has bowled
Well
it. Yeah,
bowled.
well bowled, John. Very good. It was always there to be used. I thought he was a little bit wide, but well bowled, John. Very good. Okay, so that's one shot to John, so it's now 7-6 to Jimmy. So John's taken the mat up, but he's gone, if it stays on T position. No, unfortunately it's dropped in the ditch. So Jimmy's got the option now to put the mat where he wants to play it. So yeah, sorry. John sent took the mat up and sent the jack up, and the jack went straight into the ditch. So what that means is the opponent then receives the jack, can put the mat where he wants to place it, can position the jack where he wants to position it, steps away from the mat, and now John will be the person to bowl. So Jimmy set it to the length he'd probably want to play it. So that's where the disadvantage comes in for John. Having said that, you watch him put this on the jack. So is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to respond to our viewers, one or two have asked if they can have the score on the screen. Being fairly new to this, we weren't quite sure how to do it, but our technical manager's just been in to explain. So the score won't be on the screen at the moment because the bowls are coming towards us as we look at it on the screen, and therefore the scoreboard would probably block the bowls. So we won't put it on this end, but now we know what we're doing, we'll get the scores on for you, make it a little bit easier. Thank you for your comments. Keep them coming. Good or bad? Positive or negative, should I say?
Jimmy has just bowled, got a second wood in to hold 2. I'm sure John won't be too far away.
What's your pace like, John? This is all on your pace. Not quite really.
It's nice to see Keith Albert on ring 5 has just picked a 4 up, I believe. So that'll probably get his confidence going a bit.
Yeah, Rich, you're absolutely right. And it's always, singles is very funny because you can get a good lead, can't you? And then it's not fair to say complacency sets in, but you get a little bit comfortable and that kind of edge goes and you have to bring yourself back sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe Colin's just felt that a little bit. He's thinking, I'm okay here. You know, couple of scores off Keith, and all of a sudden the game changes, and this is what we were saying earlier. Nothing is certain in bowls. Anyway, back to this game. So John's got a good height on this bowl. If his pace is good, he's not going to be far away here. Yeah, it's just pulled up on him again.
It's unfortunate. That's very unlike John to be bowl forwards like that. He's normally very, very good and very consistent.
Well, the temperature's very good in here now, so I don't think we can blame the temperature or the pace of the green. I think that's just feeling the tension a little bit. And Jimmy's got an opportunity here for 3. If he can draw this in, 3 shots. Looks easy on the screen, but trust me, that's quite a distance away. So he doesn't look happy with it. There's a bit of a slap of the thigh then, so I'm getting from that he wasn't very happy.
Yeah, I don't think he got it away very well.
No. And how often does that happen? You know, you've only got to draw a ball in to get that extra shot, and then you go and do that. He'll be frustrated with himself for that. But yeah, he's picked a score up, but he would have been frustrated. Yeah, it was a great opportunity for a 3. Looking at Rink for Kevin Kinsella. He's playing Neil Harrison, and that's nip and tuck. Neil's 8-6 up. Steve 6-4 up on rink 3 against Darren Mallin.
I'm glad to see Simon's at last got used to this scoreboard. It's no good.
Don't hold your breath.
It's no good asking me. My technological output is not very good at all.
Massive compliments to Helen Simmons with this. This technology is fabulous. The way she set the cameras up and the system, it's absolutely brilliant. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, but the quality is superb. Very, very good. Yeah, well done, Helen. Fantastic work. We're certainly in our infancy with streaming, and I think as we all get used to it as time goes by, it will improve, as everything does. And I know it's a big ambition of the club to get more and more streaming on the go. We certainly won't be competing with the BBC, but if we can give our viewers and our members the opportunity to watch some bowls, that'd be brilliant. So John's coming down here well. Just pulls up a little bit and be getting shot wood. Yeah, well done, John. Good bowl. Very good.
Yes, as Simon's just said, hopefully things will improve and keep on improving, and we'll get to see more matches played, and also if we'll be able to give you a better time wise on it all. At the moment it's still in its infancy, so we're just a little bit struggling on how we do things.
I don't know if you caught that, viewers, but John wasn't very pleased with himself. So what are you thinking here, Rich? You think Jimmy will be looking to come down onto the on the forehand? Maybe try and move the ball. He's got a bowl at the back, hasn't he? There's a chance he could move the jack. Just depends whether the angle's good, because down on that forehand there's a chance he might pick his own wood up and block the shot. But if he can play just inside that channel, there's a shot there.
If he's got 2 seconds, he might just have a little go at this.
I think he'll have a nibble. I think he might come down that channel. Yeah, I think he's having a look at that.
No, he's gone for the draw. Oh, I don't think this is very good.
I think he got caught in two minds, to be honest.
Yeah.
When he stepped on the mat, I think he was looking at the shot down the channel, and then he thought, no, maybe if I just draw it. But a big chance here for John to pick a 2 up. Again, it's just a draw. Whether he'll change his hand now, whether he thinks he can get around on the backhand. No, he's going to have a look at the forehand. Thought he might. Just a gentle draw into the jack.
Yes, he's got about 5 foot in which to get it, either side of the jack.
It's so easy to do, look. Just pushed it through. So easy to do. You think, I'll just step on the mat, I'll draw it down,
Yeah.
and you push it through. It's so easy done. Shot to John. So we're 9-7 on the board. Like I said earlier, this is going to go the distance. I think this one's a very tight game. So looking at rink 3, we've got Darren and Steve are 6-all. Rink 4, which is Kevin Kinsella, Neil Harrison. Neil's 10-6 up, so he's picked a score up there somewhere. And Colin Ross against Keith Albert is 16-4 up. So Colin, if he keeps it together now, he's on the down. on the downhill slope to not downhill slope. That's not really the right thing to say. He's on the home run. Home run. And John's played a sort of a just over 3/4 length. Put his first bowl up. He's not happy with it, but early days, John. Looks like a good reply from Jimmy. Yeah, his weight's very good. Yeah, that's a nice ball from Jimmy. Well bowled, Jimmy.
Yes,
Well
that's what you've got to do in this game. If you can capitalise on loose bowls.
So John was just asking where the jack was in relation to the bowl. The bowl looks slightly behind the jack, so we'll probably be just looking to draw up to the bowl. If he can pick the jack up, perfect. Don't think he's here, you know.
Struggling.
Yeah,
Struggling.
just pulling up, isn't he?
I mean, on most of his bowls, the line looks very good. It just seems to be his weight that he's struggling with.
This looks another good bowl from Jimmy. Weight looks very good.
Simon knows we've seen John go behind many a time, and all of a sudden he's just sparked into life.
I played John earlier in the season. We played the national fours, mixed fours, and he played some wonder bowls. Played some absolutely fabulous bowls. You always know when you're playing John that he can pull something out. So. You know, there's only 2 shots in it. There's a long way to go. Long way to go.
Well, that was a nice little
wriggle. He got it, lost it. Yeah, the bowl sat down and then just tipped the jack over to Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going for the backhand. I think it's again just looking to promote or get around his front bowl. Again, his weight's very, very good. This is super bowling from Jimmy, this is. Yeah, good effort, Jimmy. Well bowled. He was only a fraction off, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he's settled in now, Jim has. He's...
And Margaret just giving Jim some instruction to say, can the TV crew look at the bowls? What's John's pace like here? It's a bit quick to me, but then difficult to tell on the screen.
It's coming round nice.
Great effort. It's a very good effort. Ooh.
Well.
Ooh.
Well.
Ooh. Well, John was looking up to the gods then. I'm not sure they're going to be able to help you, John, but I take your point. I think Jimmy's just got it from the reaction I'm seeing on the green. I think Jimmy's just held on to that. So one shot to Jimmy.
Jimmy's just took it. He doesn't want to bowl his last bowl for fear of giving it away.
I don't think I would either. I think that's one of those occasions you... Because actually it was John's bowl that sat down that pushed the jack over, so he
That's right.
Yeah, he got his bit of luck, and I think he's taken it.
Yeah, very sensible. Very sensible.
So, just looking across Rink 3, Darren's now got the lead against Steve. He's 7-6 up. That one's going backwards and forwards. And on Rink 4, Neil Harrison is now 11 shots to 6 up against Kevin Kinsella. And Colin Ross is 16-5 up against Keith Albert. A lot to play for here today. few members starting to arrive to come and watch the bowls now.
Jim started off very well here.
It's a great opener, isn't it? You'd be happy with that, wouldn't you, Rich?
Yep.
You'd be
Yep.
happy with that. There's nothing better than getting your first one close.
Yes, it settles the nerves, and it gives you something to bowl to as you go along. John just seems to be struggling a little bit.
He's not found the pace, has he?
No.
He's really struggling with the pace at the minute, which is unusual for John. John's a very good draw bowler. But, you know, I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy. Jimmy's a good draw bowler as well. And Jimmy's proving that today. I mean, what another great bowl this is.
It is.
And the only problem here is, has he left a shot? I don't know.
I'm sure
Yeah,
John will be
John's
amongst
straight
them.
on the mat, so I'm assuming he's coming at this. Yeah, he is.
He's
Might be
missed
just
it.
under.
Ooh.
Just under. Yeah, I mean, the way the bowls are set up with the jack there's a shot. And
I think
was
we'll.
surprised he went for it.
I think we'll see Jim put one round the back.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, I think we've got a bit of a delay. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a sensible shot, isn't it, from Jimmy?
Oh, definitely.
If he stays on, I hope he hasn't gone off the green.
Yep. Yep. Stayed on.
We'll just take the scoreboard out of the way for you so you can see that. Now, I think he's a bit high this time. So what that was just an overcorrection, wasn't it? He was a bit tight on the first one, so he thought, I'll give myself a little bit more of a chance. Went a little bit higher and got caught the other side.
Jim might be well to put another one in the head now. Because if he gets one in front and John fires, then all his woods should follow through.
You see, the thing is, John's left himself a challenge here because does he draw now or does he go again? He's played the shot twice.
Jim's bowled another good one and a toucher, which does help. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's having another go at it. I thought so. He's tried it twice.
He's definitely got something this
Good
time.
effort, this.
But he could be 3 down, 2 down, 3 down, whatever.
I think it's probably 2. He's definitely got to go again because, you know, you just to try and adjust your draw weight after playing 2 weighted shots is very
2
difficult.
to Jim.
So, yeah, I wasn't surprised he played that again. Looks like Darren's getting a bit of a head of steam now. He's 10-6 up against Steve.
So
Jimmy's opened this up a bit now. He's gone full length here. He's gone pretty much tee to tee.
yeah, he seems to think that John's struggling with his weight, so
Yeah,
he's
good point.
switching him about a bit.
That's a great point, yeah.
If he puts one on now,
I'd say it's definitely in his strategy here.
yeah. If he can get a good one on the jack here, this will
This
put
is-
John under
Once again,
tremendous.
this is a great
pressure.
opener. This is from Jimmy. What a great ball that is.
It is.
Yeah,
It is well
very good.
bowled. Well bowled. John having a little joke with Jim about him leaving him no room, but John's gone about 4 foot through there, but as we say, we'd never ever discount him.
Well, the thing is there, you know, yes, he's a bit heavy, but again, it's not a bad bowl, is it? Because at some point that jack potentially could come back. I mean, Jimmy's banging them into the jack at the minute, and I mean, that really is, that's set up again, isn't it, really, for John? So whether he'll go for it, because he missed 2 on the last end. No, he's drawing, isn't he? I think he learned from the last end, Rich.
I mean, for
Get second wood.
new bowlers, what you're seeing here is if your weight is wrong, you're better to be over than you are to be under.
Yeah, be past the jack, be through. Yeah, because the jack's always going to come back, isn't it? It's very rare it goes back up the green.
That's right.
It does happen. Happens every now and again, but generally the jack comes backwards. It doesn't go back up the green.
I mean, you can guarantee if you're short, it nearly always gets in your way.
Yeah,
That's the problem. But behind, at least you've given yourself a chance.
See, I think John was looking at second wood there because of the way the last end went. But that's got to be tempting now. I mean, it may be the backhand and it may just be a good yard or so away just to try and move the jack back.
I think he might try. It'd be worth trying just a yard overweight.
That's it. Yeah, I think so.
He's like I say, he's very good at.
Normally, you would say, yeah, absolutely, but.
And I think we've.
Yeah, he's gone that way, hasn't he? Look, and it's the right shot to play. I think.
I'll tell you what, he's not far off.
It's just not going right, is it?
Oh.
He's not going right for him at the minute.
Still 2 down, and that was very unlucky.
What was that, about half a bowl too high?
Yeah.
Slightly under on that, and he's got the jack bowl and pushed the jack back, but it's just not happening for John at the minute. This is where you have to dig in sometimes.
That just shows Jim that backwood of Jim is stopping John from probably having another little run at it, but we'll see.
Oh, hello.
Oh, no. We'll go back
We don't want to see
there.
that, Rich. We don't want to see that. So I'm just looking over at Colin Ross. He's been on 16 for quite a while now. He's now 16-6, and this is what I was saying earlier. Sometimes you can get stuck, can't you, a little bit? Was that deliberate? Do you think he played the shorter bowl there, or was he drawing in? Because I don't think he wanted to make the head any wider.
Thing is he holding 3? That's
Well, it looks like it.
that's the thing. If he's holding 3, then John's under pressure to put one in.
I almost think he's played that, because what he's doing is he's stopping John punching that bowl with the jack, isn't he? Because John will pick a 2 up if that jack goes back.
I think John will be bowling for second wood here.
I think so. I think you're right. He's on a good track. He's on a very good track here. He's close. He's close. Just not
Yeah, he
happening.
might be okay for second.
Yeah, once again, viewers, it's very difficult with the camera angles here to tell, but I don't know. Is that a 2 or is it a 3? We'll find out any minute.
Three.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's a 3 to Jimmy. Playing some sensible bowls here, Jimmy, today.
I'm not going till 1 o'clock, so I'm back down for a bit.
Well, Jimmy's got a significant lead now.
It's a cushion, isn't it? It takes that bit of pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. But like everything else, he's still got to. If he gives anything away, it still only wants it to be the odd one rather than 2s and 3s, which will soon bump the scores
The thing is,
up.
what some people don't understand, or again for the new viewers, it's a very tactical game sometimes. And what Jimmy doesn't want to do now is give a big score away. So as you mentioned, if he can just keep picking singles up, or at worst case drop a single, so he'll be playing the percentage bowls. Yeah, lost that one. Be playing percentage bowls, won't he, at the moment?
If he keeps them where he's got that one, he won't be losing a lot.
I think you've got to snip it. I used to play golf. Not anymore.
This doesn't look too bad for John. It's coming down and round nicely. Yeah,
It just doesn't seem to be getting back, does it? And you know, he's got big swinging bowls, John. He's playing with grooves, and you'd think that. I have to say though, Rink 2 can be a tricky rink.
Jim's got a very nice line again.
He's just found it, hasn't he? I mean, he's
Oh.
dropped on the weight, and he's
Yeah.
comfortable,
Yeah,
and that's that's difficult to beat. John's coming up to have a look at this.
just an update. Steve and Darren. We've got Darren who's 10-8 up on ring 3. We've got Kevin Kinsella and Neil Harrison. Neil's 11-7 up. And on ring 5, Colin Ross against Keith Orbit. Colin is 19-6 up. Looking very good for Colin.
Yeah, he picked a 3 up, hasn't he? And I think
Yeah.
well, he's almost over the line now, isn't he, Colin?
As
Just keep it together.
As we know, that last 1 or 2 is
Yeah.
a hell of a...
You can get stuck, can't you?
Yeah, you certainly
last 1 or
can.
2, you can get
Yeah.
stuck. He's just not feeling it, John. He's not comfortable out there today. You can see this. But that's good from Jimmy. That's good pressure from Jimmy.
Certainly
He's
is.
bowling well. He's relaxed. I mean, it helps when you're 15-7 up, but
He's got a lovely line again.
he's just feeling it, isn't he? And
Yeah.
it is feel. This game's a lot about feel. Yeah, well bowled, Jimmy. That's great
That's it.
bowling from Jimmy. That is.
Yeah, so
Needs to
that's
drop centre.
super
That's
bowling.
good because he hasn't made the head any bigger either, has he?
No,
That's sort of a single bolt
Yeah.
shot target.
I think John's having a run.
Well, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because you've got to be accurate here.
Oh, just
And that's the
wide.
problem, you see. It's a single bowl. You know, if there were 2 or 3 wide, you've got a chance. But on a single bowl, that's very difficult.
I think Jim would love a bowl now about
Do you think he'll be looking? I
12,
think
18 inches short.
Do you know what I think? Jimmy will be looking at the respot here. I think he's looking at where the jack potentially
Mm.
could go, and I think as we look at it, sort of the respot on the left-hand side.
Yeah, but I think if you look at how the bowls are, with John, he's got to, as we look at it, got to hit it on the right-hand side. And it'll shoot over, and Jimmy's will go that way as well.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
bowl.
potentially, yeah.
So
I would be covering bases. I'd be covering the respot myself.
I think I'd like to put one in front, personally. About 18 inches.
Yeah, he's gone for the respot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I thought he might do. It's a sensible shot, to be fair, because it's what I was saying earlier. If you're only dropping a 1, yes, that is a very, very good ball as it happens.
Yeah.
Very well played. He's given John a problem to think about here.
Certainly has.
You see, John, he's not a big target. Will he go for it, or will he try and draw up?
See, if this was a national and it went out to Rink, they'd replay the end. But being a club competition, it's a respot for the jack, which gives Jimmy all the advantages now. John's
This is a big ball from John now. Don't be surprised if you hear a big roar if he gets it.
I think that's a bit wide.
He might get a flick here.
Well, he's got a little bit of a result.
Well, he got lucky off the wide bowl, didn't he? But you know, Jimmy will take a 2.
Yeah.
That's good intelligent bowling from Jimmy. That. I don't think I'd want to be playing Jimmy today, do you?
Well, the thing is, you've got to play these if you want to progress. That's the thing. And I mean, the thing is, I think we'd all rather play the good bowlers, and if you can play them and beat them at their peak, it makes you feel better.
How do you feel about singles? Do you like playing singles?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my favourite.
I think we'd better leave it there because I don't want to get controversial over this.
No, but it's.
But yeah,
But I think
singles
singles is a
nice.
good game. If anybody's going to play, have a go at singles. You're playing with yourself in the sense that
I'd rephrase that.
I'll rephrase that. But it's you against the opponent, and
One against one.
it's all down to you. You make your decisions.
The thing is, there's only you to blame.
But
You
the thing
can't,
is with singles, it can be a very lonely place as well.
Well,
You
this
know.
this is right, and I think at the moment John's finding that. But like I say, John's capable of coming back. He's proved it time and time again.
He's definitely found the line, Jimmy, hasn't he? His balls
Yeah.
are generally finishing on the centre line.
Yeah,
That's a good ball. Good response from John, this.
that's more like the John Cracknell we know.
Of course, when you watch the World Bowls, they play sets format, which is different again. But
Jimmy, oh, just a little bit over. Lovely line again though.
now this is where Jimmy really doesn't want to drop a big score, so he's just looking for second wood if he can't get shot. John was obviously looking to try and pick a 4 up here. That'll get him right back in the game. He's not far away with this one either. Just gone under. Yeah, Jimmy's been bowling a few years. He knows what this is about, and he'll be looking for second wood here. If he doesn't draw it. Sensible bowls. Once
Well,
again,
his
his line is
line.
very good. Mind your toes, Margaret.
His line's been very good all day. Probably just a bit heavy. Yeah,
Again, he's just pushed it.
yeah.
I think the jack's in the wrong place.
I mean, people will look at that and say, how good is that? Grouping wise,
Well, if you're playing darts, that's 180.
it is, yeah. John, yes,
This will do John's confidence some good.
that's
This one.
much better from
Yeah.
John.
He'll do his confidence some good.
Is this the nudge he needs? I wouldn't be surprised if Jim had a little run at this on his forehand.
You think so? I think he'll be looking to draw on the backhand, but again, this is the game, isn't it? We all see it slightly
Yeah.
differently, and we play. But I just think he might be looking to get into that little bit of a pocket. I think he might be right though. He's taking a forehand approach on the mat.
Just took a deep breath as well.
Just gonna have a look, see if we can see the different angle on this. Yeah, I don't think it's made it any better. Still a 2 possibly to John.
Yeah, 2 and I fancy John to come in.
It was a good call from you, Rich, because you saw that and you said, yeah, that would be a shot. I personally wouldn't have played that, but that's why I'm not out there playing today.
The thing is, you come down and watch the bowls down here day after day and night
Yeah.
after night,
Yeah.
and you get to see the players.
You know what they're sort of
You've seen
thought
what they're
processes.
practicing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and it
No,
does come
Jimmy.
to a point where you sort of have a little bit of a think and say yes.
Has that just crept in? Is that a 3? This will do his confidence and power good if he gets this.
Get Graham to come and sit in, have a chat with you and that. 3.
Yep, 3. Yes. That'll do John's confidence and power good.
We've got one of our better players just come in, Graham Arnold.
What are you trying to say?
Well, he's a good
Thanks for that.
bowler. Very good bowler. I'm sure we'll get him over and have a little chat and sit in for a few minutes.
Graham commentated the other night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable, been around the game a long time. Playing him in a couple of weeks in the county pairs with my son Sam.
Well, John has shortened this right down.
Well, it's like county pairs, it's county family pairs. So Graham will be playing with his wife Diane, and I'll be playing with Sam. We both won our first round games, and I'll be playing him in a couple of weeks' time. So look forward to that.
If Jimmy can put one on the button here. Not a bad start.
I've just spoken to Graham. Apparently he's got to go and do the shopping, so he's not hanging around.
I thought he'd come and spend half an hour giving his expert opinions, but
It's a decent
Jimmy
pace
looks
from Jim. No, it's a bit
little
heavy.
bit
It's a bit over
pace,
pace,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
again, it's interesting. We talked about this earlier on, how the game can to and fro. So Jimmy was drawing for fun, wasn't he? John picks a 3 up, and all of a sudden, he's back on the pace. It's no guarantees.
yes. An update on ring 3. It's 11 across. No, I'm wrong. Oh,
14-11 Darren.
Darren's just picked a 3 up.
Good
On
ball from John.
14,
Just
11
not
in
got
front.
back. She's lacking a bit of pace, just about a foot of weight on that one. So yeah, Darren's 14-11 up. Neil Harrison is 14-8 up against Kevin Kinsella. And Colin Ross has won his game. So Colin's into the next round. And I think he plays the winner of Kevin and Neil.
Correct. Yeah.
He's played down before, and I think he's trying to pick the jack up and move John's ball.
I think it's a bit tight.
I think he's a bit light, isn't he?
Yeah. It's certainly thrown him out of sync, this has.
It's amazing how it happens,
Yeah.
but it does.
This
And
is
more so
when-
in singles as well, Rich.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
interrupted
this
you,
is
but
this is when you watch the professionals, Potters and wherever. It just shows how good they are at.
it makes you appreciate, doesn't it?
Yes,
the
it
quality and
certainly
standard
does.
of the player.
Yeah.
I think the thing with beauty about bowls is you get to play against a range of different sort of quality level players. Everybody can play against everyone. Anybody can beat anybody on the day. But what the top professionals do is they do it consistently, don't they?
That's correct,
That's
yeah.
the difference. It's the consistency.
Well,
We can all-
John's just played a good ball there, coming off
Okay.
Jim's. And I think he did it deliberately because he
Oh yeah,
he kept the
used
line.
ball. Yeah, he used the ball, didn't he?
Jim will try and take this jack through.
No, he's not happy. He's not happy with this at all. And one of John's bowls has just fallen out. So does that take it down to one shot? He'd have been quite happy with the 2 there, but
Yeah, just picked one. His bowls just fell out.
but yeah, I was just saying earlier on. I mean, anybody can beat anybody in this game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But it's the top level players just have that level of consistency that we
We
just
lack.
can't seem
yeah.
to find.
Yeah,
You know, we can all put a good bowl up, but
it's putting 2, 3, and 4 bowls up. That's,
Regularly,
That's
yeah,
where they
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
and let's not forget something else with bowls. There's a great social side to bowls as well. So it's not just about bowling; it's about all the social aspect, meeting new people, bowling against different people, getting to know different people. So again, if it's something you haven't tried before, come and have a go, because it's got various elements. Like I say, there's a sporting aspect. You can play to whichever competitive standard you want, and there's a good social element.
Yeah. John's just bowled the jack and fell short of the minimum distance. So that gives Jim the mat to set it as he wants.
So if my calculations are correct, Jimmy's been on 17 for the last 3 ends, hasn't he? Is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. So
Yeah.
again, this is that sort of no man's land, isn't it, where you just can't get off the score.
Yeah.
And you know what? 17 always seems to be the score, doesn't it? Have you noticed? 17's a critical number in this game.
17 and 20.
Yeah,
the
that's it.
two.
Yeah, that final one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with 17, you have to be up and at it if you're down. The other person has got a bit of a buffer at the moment, but
Do you know, it's interesting. I played on Rink 6 last night, and I was having the same problem John was having. Earlier in the season, bowls were coming back very, very quickly because the pace was different, but I found they were hanging out, and John's having a similar sort of effect. I'm looking at Jimmy here. I know the pace is a little bit heavy, but just hanging out a little bit, isn't it, on that hand?
yeah. And that just goes to show what shortening the mat does.
Yeah.
Jimmy's been on the money all the time on
You're
the
right.
longer ones, but now it's just pushed it through a little bit.
Oh, I think
We've got a couple of spectators, the old heads looking over to
old being the appropriate.
yeah, see
I
how
just had a
it's
look from
done.
Jason there. He's just having a look across at me. I'm getting him back for laughing at my comment about the golf. I saw it, Jason. I saw you. Yeah, there you go, Jimmy. Well done, lad. Yeah, that's good. Good bowl.
Oh, very good.
He's back. Welcome back, Jimmy. I think John's trying to establish here if he can draw to the jack here. There's enough, from what I can see here, there's a big enough gap to draw around the front bowl. And once again, worst case is he gets second one, but he's hanging out. Look, he's just not
Looks
getting back on
heavy.
that. Yeah, he's just not getting back.
Looks a little bit
It's
heavy.
his weight keeping him out, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what's stopping him getting back. Well, to say that, he's hit the centre line, but yeah, his weight was a little bit.
This gives Jim a chance to put a little bit more pressure on John. If he can draw this, which he doesn't look too far away. Oh,
He's
just pulled up.
He's definitely on John's line on the backhand, so John's going to turn it over for his forehand. Which actually wouldn't, whether he would have done that anyway, I don't know, because dragging the jack across there would give him a score.
Just looks a bit heavy to me.
The only thing is, on that forehand coming away, it does tend to, you've got to get the line right. If you're too high, you do that. If you're too tight, you whip under the head. So I think that's why he wanted to play his backhand.
Looks very, very disappointed, John. Now we can have Jim going the same way as his last ball. He only needs to put a little bit of weight. If he goes between his two bowls, he could make 3 out of this. What he doesn't want to do is hit his bowl in front of the jack.
Well, if he takes a higher line, which I think he will.
There we go.
Yeah, you can see he just needs to push that bowl on his left side. John's right as we look at it. Well, he seems to have got it away well, should I say. Okay.
One.
I don't know, you know. I'm not sure, is it? Well, we're about to find out.
2.
Yeah. So, so this will be a test of Jimmy's nerve now. So he needs 2 shots to win the game. We mentioned earlier, didn't we, when he gets a 19-20, it can be a little bit sticky. But
Yeah. A little bit of nerves can kick in.
well, you just want to get over the line, don't you? And you get a little bit nervy, but
Just an update on ring 4. Kevin Kinsella has pulled back to 14 across. I think he was about 14-9 down, something like that.
yeah, I
So
think you're right.
that's made a game.
He's
game of it.
He's a good battler, Kev, isn't he? He never gives up. He just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah,
So, and that's
yeah.
a testament to him. We've got Darren Mallins 15-11 up against Steve.
And Jimmy's just back into the groove.
Yeah, it's a good bowl again from Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good opener, Jimmy. Well done. I'm not sure John's going to get back on that line myself. Yeah, it looks a little bit high. Gets a little bit
Yeah.
hangy on that side.
See, that's another problem with the bowls. John comes inside that line, and sometimes they'll
Yeah.
swing away.
Well, he's got being such big swinging bowls as well.
That's
It'll punish him,
yeah,
really, wouldn't it?
that's right. Whereas Jim's are a little bit more forgiving.
And that's important as well sometimes in selecting your bowls, isn't it? Because, you know, it's good to have the big swinging bowls to get round woods, but if you miss your line, you can be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Whereas Jimmy's pretty consistent on this.
This looks better from John.
I think it looks a little bit high. It's coming back well. Just pace is just taking it behind
Yeah,
Jimmy. Will be happy with
pace.
that. I think the thing for Jimmy now is to try and keep away from the jack, so anything behind is good, isn't it? You know what I mean? So just as in where his bowl is now,
Well, you got
he
two.
doesn't want to put anything on the jack because he gives John a target.
I think that's good though. He's in
Yeah,
front.
that's finished well. No, that's finished well.
That's in front. That's probably helped out a bit, but it's given John now a little bit of an avenue to come down, and he is a little bit tighter than he has been. It's all on his weight now. This
He's on a
doesn't
good
look
road.
too bad.
Yeah, he's on a
No,
good road.
he's not here.
Oh, and that was what we were just saying about if you
Swinging
miss the
away,
line.
yeah.
You miss that line, it's gone.
Yeah. So Jimmy, one ball left. He's holding 2, which is a match lie. What will he do?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to go on the forehand here.
Probably needs to cover John's last ball.
What he doesn't want to do is give John a target now, does he?
That's
a bigger
right,
target,
yeah.
so he really needs to stay away from that.
Well, that's it. He's got to make John play rather than give him the chance to run into. Yep. That's it, yeah. Forehand coming round the back of John's blue ball.
Yeah, it was well observed that too.
It
Rich.
might be a bit heavier than I thought. Yes, he's ditched it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, body tensed up as he delivered it, probably.
There's a big ball now for John Cracknell.
Well, he's gonna go for the draw, isn't he? Again,
This looks good. This looks very good.
I think he's drawn this.
This looks very, very good. Well bowled. Well bowled. Superb.
Yeah, good bowl from John.
Yeah.
Good saving bowl.
Deserves a
Pressure
round of applause for that.
It was a pressure bowl as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if he didn't make that, he's out.
That's right.
Just looking at ring 3, Steve's pulled a couple of shots back, so it's 15-12 to Darren. They're measuring on Kevin Kinsella's rink against Neil Harrison. It's 14 all. I'm not quite sure what the position is. I think Kev's feeling the pressure a little bit.
I think Collins sat there savouring his win, but thinking, oh, I hope I don't go cold.
I think he'll probably be getting a rub down in a minute or two for the next game. Loosen the muscles up a bit.
Steve's just bowled a good bowl on ring 3. Yep, shot.
You know, the problem is now there's a pathway for Darren, isn't there, to pull that ball back. Sorry viewers, you can't see this. We're having a bit of fun looking at the other rink. Steve's put 2 bowls, one either side of the jack. Darren's got one behind, so he can trail the jack back. Whether he plays it or not, we'll have to see. Anyway, back to this game. Good opener from John. Jimmy's pace like here is a bit short, I think. Just pulled up.
It's that change of length again.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, John could do with putting one just around the jack. Struggling.
So Steve's picked a 2 up and they're measuring for 3.
Well, John,
So
it's very unusual.
it's that pressure, isn't it? It gets to all of us.
Yeah. Oh, what's Jimmy doing?
Oh, looks like he's giving the shot to John.
Oh dear. That's made that hand difficult now for Jim.
You know what amazes me when we're doing this commentary, Rich, is that doesn't it look easy when you're watching it?
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's a totally different game when you're out there, isn't it? You look at it here and you say, oh, we're just drawing this hand, and it just doesn't work like that.
You turn around, you think, well, what the heck are they doing? But
Yeah, absolutely.
it's, as you say, when you're out there, it's a different game altogether.
So Kevin Kinsella's now 1 shot up on his rink. So well done, Kevin.
Well, I don't know, John. Might be 2 up there. Unfortunately, with him dropping the jack short, that takes out our side cameras a little bit. I think John would just love to take this jack through half a dozen inches.
He's not pushed it enough, has he?
Oh,
He's no. Jimmy's got a bowl to come. I'm not quite sure whether he's holding shot or not here. I'm not quite sure how short his nearest bowl is. John's having a look. I don't think he's too certain. Don't kick the jack, John, please. I'm not quite sure here, Rich. What do you think? Do you think he's
I fancy him for 2.
Do you?
Yeah, 2 sidewoods nearest us. It's a little bit awkward because Jim's wood is a bit in an awkward place. Is he up? Is he up?
It's another good effort here. What's his pace like?
Has he gone?
What?
Oh, he's just gone through. Great line for it. You get a bit confident with the technology now, Rich, aren't you? We'll be having all kinds of adverts coming up in a minute.
I'm thinking of tuning my car radio in later.
I think it's probably a bit early to talk about sponsorship, but if anybody's got any money they would like to put forward for sponsorship, we can always work something out and get your name on the screen.
As we said earlier, hopefully anybody that's not a member here or knows people that are not members, we'd be grateful if they turn up and give it a go. All persons are welcome. If you're not too sure, we've got Waldorf and Stadler by the side of us, making a few comments. I won't tell you their names.
Well, I'm not a betting man now, but what would you say? Do you think John's getting the momentum here?
Well, yes.
Because he's
yeah.
really getting back into this, isn't he? It's whether Jimmy can hold his nerve here.
Yeah, Jim's a little bit short on this one, I think.
Again, you see this happen so often, don't you? Twos and throws.
Yeah.
And this is where John's experience comes in. Once again, been playing a long time, got a lot of experience.
And also, he's probably changed the length a little bit, but he's kept the mat back and kept a short one, whereas before he took the mat up and played a short jack.
There's good thinking behind that as well, because if the jack's further down the rink, there's less chance of manoeuvring the jack into the ditch and picking shots up. So it's kind of in what they call a no man's land, isn't it? So it makes it very much a draw game. Whereas if the jack's further back towards the tee, players will use that opportunity to move the jack into the ditch, get some live bowls, and it makes it very difficult to beat. So
yeah, there's a lot of bowlers that use markers on the rinks, and to switch it round the different lengths makes those markers that they look at a little bit different, and it gives a different aspect on the game. But normally the better bowlers, they know what they're doing with their line and length. It's more the newcomers that use the markers more often than not. But this is certainly swinging about a bit. Jim seems to be happier over a longer jack than the shorter jack. But as we've said before, one bowl can make all the difference.
Steve's picked a score up again. He's just put the ball on the jack. He's 18-15 up, and he's just put a front toucher. So Darren's under a bit of pressure.
Yes.
John's got the shot, I think, as you move the jack.
Yeah. Could be holding 3 now.
Yeah.
Which would make it very interesting.
I guess Jimmy will be looking to draw down on the backhand here.
The only thing we don't know about the players is what they're thinking. It would be absolutely lovely to know what Jim's thinking now.
Shots back, I can tell you that much. But,
I'm thinking I might be going down in 30 seconds time.
No, I don't think so.
There's a bit of tension. You can feel the tension out there. We're all feeling it.
Run through.
He's tight. He's tight.
Oh,
He's
Jimmy's
tight.
gone
And through the gap.
Oh,
Oh,
don't think he's got a result out of that.
no.
Still 2 shots, John.
That would have been very unlucky.
That'd have been cruel, wouldn't it? It would have been cruel.
Yeah. John just signalling 2, which makes it.
Where's your money then, Rich? Come on, you're gambling.
I think my money's still with Jim. I think he'll come good myself, even though John's got the momentum.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this. I wouldn't call this game at the minute. I mean, Jimmy's stuck on that 19 at the moment, which doesn't help him. But and John's creeping up the board. But
You would
just
think
one
there's,
end. It's just one end. It can all be done, can't it?
you would think there's still at least 3 ends in this game.
So it's swinging to and fro on rink 4. Kevin Kinsella, who was 15-14, I'll be now 16-15 down. I love watching Kev bowl. He's got all the emotions. You see it all in his face, doesn't he? You can tell what Kev's thinking. When I'm thinking what other players thinking, you can tell when you watch Kev.
Looking over, it looks as if he's one down.
No, this looks decent from Jimmy. What's his weight like? Yeah, I think it's in. Yeah, just struggling to find the line a little bit, both of them at the moment. But then, of course, a couple of rinks have now emptied, so that changes the pace, doesn't it? You have to consider that as well. There's a lot of John gets it back again.
Well, it's nip and tuck here. Oh, this is a good line, Jim. How's your weight?
Don't think he's here. Not here. This is the old body tensing up. He's on a good height. What's your pace like, John? Looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's a good bowl, John. Yeah, well done, John. Yeah, it's a good bowl.
Well bowled. Well bowled. Yeah, Jim's put a little bit more into this one.
I think he was trying to move John's bowl, and I think he was just a little bit high. He was almost playing the draw line with the weight.
Thing is, you look at that and you can only see the jack going over towards John's bowl, so
Well,
I
do
would
you
have
know,
thought he might have come the other way.
I don't think John will want to move that. I think,
No.
I think probably cover. Just depends whether the angles are right. If the jack did move across, whether Jimmy got a shot at move into the pack. He's drawing it up.
Whoa. Oh, well bowled.
Well.
Now, Jim.
Hmm.
Now, Jimmy. How's your nerve?
Well, it's not a big target, is it? I mean, ideally, he'd be looking to push the shot bowl and take the jack back, but
Well,
there's not a lot of room.
I'm just looking across to ring 3 and Steve Morris seems to be on the ball. 4 in front, 1 within a foot of the jack.
I think Jimmy might be having a go at this. Yep. His line's good. Bit
It's
high.
very good now,
No,
he's
a
got
bit
it.
high.
2. Well,
2. Well, this is difficult. What's it? 4 ends. I don't think Jimmy's picked up a score now, so that's going to play on your mind equally.
well, this is it, isn't it? Yeah. But it makes for an interesting game. It's all about holding your nerve now.
Looks like John's lengthening the jack as well.
Mm.
Playing 3/4. Playing 3/4 length. my favourite length, by the way.
Yeah, John's definitely got his line.
Yeah, he's got the momentum. It's a good opener from John as well, this. Yeah, nice ball from John.
Yeah, good start.
Good position as well.
Well,
Behind the jack.
all I'd say to Jim is be positive. Probably a bit heavy, this one. Sounds like that bloke had a mastermind. This is better, Jim.
Yeah, it looks altogether better, this ball, doesn't it?
Much better. Oh,
Go on, then you can give the saying holes for balls.
well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Leave a few gaps and hope they go through it. Yeah.
I'm lucky not to see John's ball really, but
Well done to Margaret, giving us a clear view of the game.
he's definitely found the pace, hasn't he, the last couple of ends.
Mm.
Of course, that makes all the difference. The big shout from John.
I know exactly what Jim is thinking. If I can just pick the jack up.
Well, like we said, it's.
But he'd be resting on.
I played my best game of bowls sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah. I've learned a lot about bowls watching Graham Arnold. I have.
He's only saying that because Graham's behind us, by the way, viewers. Well bowled.
Well,
Jimmy. That's a great ball.
I did call it, didn't I?
You did? And under pressure as well.
Yeah.
That was a great shot. Well played, Jimmy.
Jim, yeah.
The problem John's got here is if he comes into these two, Jimmy's got the wood behind. So he's got to think about this very carefully.
Yeah, this is very awkward.
Jimmy's
Plus-
got last bowl as well.
That's right, that's crucial, that is.
Well, it is, because if the jack comes back, Jimmy's got a bowl to it, so
That's right, yeah.
this could be a deciding end.
Well, fair play to John. He's given this a good chance.
He's not far away here, is he?
He's given this a very good chance. Well
Yeah,
bowled.
what a bowl that is.
Well
What a bowl
bowled. That is an absolute.
That's a big bowl under pressure.
That's a big bowl, yeah.
I'll tell you that moment last night.
Well, Jim's got 2 or 3, 4 options here. He can play with a little bit of weight. He can hit John's bowls. He can take the jack through. He can rest his bowl.
Again, if it were me, I'd be looking to play the backhand and just try and trail the jack a little bit, wouldn't you?
I'd stay exactly what his last ball was.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he only needs a bit of movement on that. I'll stay with the jack, and he's got the game.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's got John's ball to use, so
Oh, that's lovely. I like this.
Well, he's close. He is close.
Oh,
He's pushed it. No, he's pushed it. He's pushed it out.
oh, good job he found the gap. He could have knocked John across then. Well, we're still going.
Well, he's picked a score up, and Jimmy hasn't done that for a few ends, so that'll do.
That's right.
That'll give him some confidence.
Yeah.
That'll make him feel better.
Yes. And ring 3 is finished.
Was that Steve?
I think Steve
over
Morris has taken the honours.
Well, it's Rink 4, Kevin Kinsella. I mean, that's going either way. That's now 17-16
Yeah.
to Neil. And Kevin's sitting on the jack.
Yes, except for ring 5, really. The games have been really close. Some good bowling. Now, Jim, don't leave anything short.
It's a good opener. This is a good opener from Jimmy. That'll make him feel good. That'll make him feel better.
Oh, yeah, good start.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that with your first bowl, wouldn't you?
Well, that's right. I mean, the thing is, when you get a good bowl like that, it's up to the opposition to do all the work now.
It just settles you down again, doesn't it? It just gives you
Yeah.
that little bit of comfort.
Anything Jim don't want to do is to leave a target. As we know from the past, John Cracknell is very, very good at running bowls through.
There's that target you're talking about. You mean like that?
Well,
It's okay.
that's
It's not too wide, is it?
That's
Still only just a bowl and a half.
Yeah.
And we're talking a good length here, so in terms of the jack and mat length.
I mean, John's got just enough room to come round there, and it looks as if he is. Oh, well bowled, well bowled, well bowled.
Again, that's good bowling under pressure,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if Jimmy will
Very
switch
good,
to his full
very
hand or
good.
whether he'll stay with his backhand.
Just another angle.
Yeah, Jimmy's stuck with his backhand.
I'll just go there whilst the ball will come through in a minute. Jim. John.
John's old.
Possibly, it's hard to tell. Yeah, got a few of the spectators asking what the position is, because we've obviously got the monitor this end, but it's very difficult to tell in terms of distances. Certainly think John's got the one shot, potentially two.
Possibly, yeah. Just a bit heavy, I think.
Well, it's a big opportunity for Jimmy now. He's got to be brave here.
Well, this could go either way.
I don't think Jimmy's going to lose it on this end, but he can certainly win it.
Just depends. Depends whether John's holding two or not.
I've got sweaty palms and I'm only watching.
Just
an indication, yeah.
John's indicated it's definitely one and a measure, so that makes it very, very interesting.
Oh, is he on a good road here? What's your weight like, Jimmy?
Looks a bit tight
He's
to
not here, I
me.
don't think.
Narrow.
He's not up. Oh, he'll be kicking himself on that one. He will be kicking.
For at least one there.
So John's suggesting he's got one measure for two.
Hoping to pick the jack
Well,
up.
any movement on that jack, it's game over.
Yeah. And he's given this a chance.
And he's on a good road. Wow. This could be a killer bowl, this.
Yes, he's up.
I think he's got it. Well, it's on a measure, I think, by the sound of it.
Well,
So we think it's definitely 2 and possibly 3. But we don't know. Right, he's given the 2. And they're now having a look for the... so if it stays like this, it's 20 across the board.
and it is a measure.
And it is a measure.
What a way to finish a game, or get close to finishing a game.
Wow. This is...
Thank you.
this is going to be very interesting. Where's your money?
John,
John's got it. He's taken it. 3 shots to John. Well done,
Yeah.
John Cracknell. Congratulations. Wow, what a game.
yes, superb.
Really enjoyed it.
Superb.
Well, Richard, thank you for your company.
And you,
Really
yes,
good. My
Simon.
first attempt. I've,
Yeah,
really
you done
enjoyed
well,
it.
mate. You done well. You done well.
And, look
I
forward to it.
think you've got a career in this.
I
You
doubt
and
that
Grail.
very much. I doubt that very much, but hopefully everybody's enjoyed the game. I think we will be. Okay, I think we'll be going again in a minute with another game, but either way, hope you've enjoyed it this morning, and look forward to seeing you either in another half an hour or so, or next time you tune in. But thank
Yeah.
you very much for watching.
Hello, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Unlucky, Jimmy. Well done, Margaret.